Fired Up Friday, right?
Yes, we are fired up. We are getting properly caffeinated here. I love this place. I've got a little special brew that they made for me.
Right.
So I wholeheartedly encourage everyone to come in and get whatever they recommend behind the counter because it's amazing.
So, Rick, it's been quite an eventful year. Very different from what you thought it was going to be, right?
Yes. So from the week after Christmas, when you came to the old Studio USA location with Rashada, it has been a whirlwind. And from that point in time until now, I think we're coming up on our second Dash tour. I've logged several thousand miles in the van. I've been to Orlando. I've been to Naples. I've been,
Roller coaster ride?
Yes, roller coaster, yes. What was that? That was the Kong? Was that?
I don't know. It was like the Raptor or something.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was it. The Velociraptor.
Yes. Yeah.
Roller coaster. That took it out of a lot of people. So we survived that. You kind of goaded me into doing that, and then we survived. And so that's one of those things that where it's better now to have remembered doing it than it was necessarily at the time when we were doing it.
Yep.
But I'm glad that we did.
Yes.
And wow, probably won't ever do that again. I felt about 155 whenever I got off of there.
Yeah. So, Studio USA, we got some exciting news coming up in Plano, Texas as well.
Yes, very close here to 1418, so I am sure we will frequent this. And also very, very close to Angvest HQ. We are literally less than 2 miles. I think it took 3 minutes, and I caught one of the lights red the other day to get to the office. So that's awesome.
We could segue there and scooter over.
Yes, or just get your steps in. Yeah, you can totally just get your steps in. But we are in the final home stretch. I'm going to go after we leave here. I'm actually going to go check progress on construction. It is literally the bat cave that I've always dreamed of. We're going to have the Rodecaster Pro 2 set up with the 4 mics will be delivered later today. So we will have live streaming, podcasting, the green screen, everything that we were doing at the old location, but in a much more advantageous location, not only geographically, but just the layout. Yep. And well, now business partner Daniel is also landlord Daniel for the studio, which is awesome. And we will be essentially, my goal is to build what I envision is the hub around everything that we do, the hub that everything orbits around. So it will be sort of the sun for all of the content creation and the ability to do and create almost anything that we can think of. And then by having the ability to do, we've already done so many location shoots that we've got tons of footage, and to be able to incorporate not only the location shooting but the actual studio stuff, and then to incorporate that into teaching and classes, because I'm integrating the 4-camera shoot for live streaming also with the TriCaster and the green screen. So I say all of that to say that'll enable, like, let's say we're doing something where it's live stream like this, and maybe Daniel or somebody is teaching a class on some type of commercial presentation, walkthrough, how to say certain things about certain things, because one of the biggest things when people come and do Resimercial, which is a giant advantage for EXP, nobody knows what to talk about. So we can shortcut that, and we can make it way more visually intense as far as what we do. And I love the Wii Tours, and so a lot of what we'll do in the future is, part of the Wii Tour will be really just to get footage. We'll practice, we'll have the people that show up and actually participate on site. They'll have the ability to get on camera and actually create content there. But for what about the folks that have kids, have other things that they're doing, or they're at a closing, or they're just wherever? You know, it's real estate. Not everybody can make it to everything. Well, the studio will give us the ability for, we're on the Wii Tour, everybody can contribute, shoot footage. Now we have a backlog and a library of everything that Angvest has. So I look forward to having almost a library of every asset that you guys have. Every listing that you guys have, everything that comes on, we shoot raw footage. Now we have the ability for everybody in the network to create content and push it out there. So if we have somebody that's specializing in retail, well, you guys got the medical that just came up in Allen. So I mean, okay, we go and we shoot raw footage there. It was great to shoot Calvin, Judy, and Colin on site with you doing the live stream behind us. It was like, I never saw so much footage in the back of my head, which thankfully I don't have the bald spot yet. So that's cool. But I look forward to where we do that, and for everybody that comes out, they get what we make there that day. But for everybody that's in the network, now they will actually have a library to build off of and do green screen content that essentially, as creative as we could possibly be, that it's never ending. So because it's top of mind, it's we want to attract folks to the network. Well, how do we do that? It can't just be, oh, join us because we're cool or whatever. The value add becomes, oh, not only do we create content, but we actually help everybody that joins create their own content.
Correct. Creating a value add, and every group is different, and we try to find a niche and a uniqueness, and as leaders partnered up with us, every leader has a uniqueness and a value add as well. So that's why this real estate club is continuing to grow and expand in all markets, and having a partner like Rick Davis with Studio USA is fantastic as we continue to push out content, use AI, right? Leveraging AI to create scripts, posts, things like that. It's just amazing. If you're not using AI right now, ChatGPT, that's the first thing you should have on your home screen, right?
Yes, well, and I use it. So if they were to look at the Studio USA YouTube channel, I taught the virtual assistants that I use how to use it. So first off, I would say pay the $20 for GPT-4.
Yep.
Because that allows all the plugins and all the other stuff because native in GPT-3, the cutoff date is, I think it's October of 2021.
Correct.
So in that world, on 3, there is nothing data related that is newer than the fall of 2021.
Yeah.
So any searches that it does, anything that it does, it has that hard stop. So anything that's current and contemporary isn't available. However, there's a ton of workarounds that you can do with the plugins, but the plugins aren't available unless you pay. So the $20 is absolutely worth it.
Gotta pay to play.
Yes, as Christian was saying this morning. Absolutely, you got to invest. But so there, one of the things is, and for anybody that comes in, we'll do tons and tons of stuff on. The whole trick with GPT is, it's essentially back when, say for example, when Google was new, the people that really got results were getting good at the search query, getting good at thinking like Google thinks and what it's looking for. Same thing applies to GPT. The better you are at the search query and the generation query, and the better you are at regenerating over and over and over and over again, the more dialed in and the more specific that your content becomes. And so the YouTube descriptions, and it's things as simple as, generate YouTube video title for XYZ 123 Main Street or whatever. Then regenerate previous as YouTube description using SEO, the Bing plugin, hashtags, emojis, whatever. And so like the further you can go down the rabbit hole at every level of generating the actual responses, the better and tighter that they become. And then the crazier that you can think, the better the outcome as well.
That's right. Well, I appreciate the time meeting me here at
Absolutely. I came for a selfie, and now we're live streaming.
That's right.
So
Gotta be prepared. Fired up.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're fired up.
Fired up Fridays. Bye.